Na Zoenya, it is Kleis and Callen.
The year is 1994. A baby-faced Jimmy Fallon is preparing to take over the world. Joe Rogan's just moved to LA to try DMT for the first time and open his mind to beautiful things. The world's just been introduced to the likes of Harry Styles and Justin Bieber. And Nelson Mandela has just been appointed president of South Africa. You say to your mum, "Mum, can I have some money to go to the movies?" She replies, "But you don't really understand it because her lips are attached to your stepdad." You sneak off anyway. You get to the cinemas, but what movie do you watch? You look at the list of movies. Mighty Ducks 2. The next Karate Kid, the choice is all yours. Then you think to yourself, maybe I should see a good movie. Lucky for you, 1994 is quite possibly the best year of cinema in history. And we're here to tell you why. We start off with quite possibly the greatest Christmas movie of all time, in my personal opinion. The Santa Claus.
Yeah, gotta love Tim Allen, and this is when I think most people really started taking notice of him. He'd been in the show Home Improvement, if you've never seen. I'd seen it a few days after school on TV, but yeah, this movie, especially for kids, yeah.
The director of this movie is named blanks me, but he was actually the director of Home Improvement, so him and Tim Allen had previously worked together.
Oh, right, I didn't actually know that.
So basically, Tim Allen stars as Scott Calvin, who is a salesman, a single salesman, who is stuck with the unfortunate pleasure of spending Christmas with his stupid little son, Charlie.
Yeah, bit of an annoying kid, if I'm honest. The performance gets a bit too cutesy for my liking at times.
In the first one. He turns cool in the second one.
Yeah,
but we don't mention the second one.
Or definitely not the third one either.
So the basics of the story is that Tim Allen doesn't believe in Santa at all, or Christmas really. But on Christmas night, he actually kills Santa Claus and wears his clothes to mock him.
Yeah, I had actually seen the second one first, and then the third one, and then the first one, so I watched it in the randomest order. And I think in one of the movies they show a flashback, to the first one, and yeah, just always made me want to watch it.
So basically, Tim Allen. Tim. Scott becomes Santa, and he has to learn to love his role as Santa. And obviously in the later ones, there's a few more troubles that he runs into. He has to find a Mrs. Claus, all the fun stuff. But basically, this movie it grossed over $144 million in the US and Canada combined.
Good on you, Santa.
And then $189 million worldwide.
Nice. So, any negatives with the movie, or do you just straight up love it?
No, I love this movie. This is easily my favourite Christmas movie of all time.
I asked you because I just have one slight nitpick, and it is a kind of a plot hole, but it's like, if he doesn't believe in Santa, then how do they get presents from Santa at Christmas? Like, who is it coming from then? Who do they think it's coming from?
Well, just because one person doesn't believe in Santa doesn't mean that presents, that he can't deliver them. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like...
No, answer my question. Do you believe in God?
Maybe not.
Well, there you go. But God delivers our presents.
Just to get back at...
Tim Allen is God.
So Tim Allen doesn't believe in Santa, but...
We don't know Tim Allen's personal beliefs, but
presumably his kid is still getting presents from Santa. Well, he is, because we see it on the roof. So when they wake up in the morning, where does Tim Allen think these presents are coming from? That is what I'm meaning.
And that's invalid. Nobody cares.
I'm just saying.
Your opinion is invalid.
It's just annoyed me every time, but at the end of the day, it's the smallest thing, and who cares? It's a kid's movie.
You're right, who cares? This is easily my favourite Christmas movie of all time. It's got literally everything you need. Yeah. I literally watch it every year when it's on TV.
I watch it every year. I wouldn't call it my favourite, but it's definitely one you need to watch every year, and always a good time.
The second one as well is quite good. But the third one...
I don't really remember...
I don't even remember the third one.
Yeah, neither. I watched it a lot when I was a kid, but I don't remember it at all, really.
I remember the second one more prominently.
Yeah, I've probably watched the second one more than any of them. So, next up we've got Pulp Fiction, which is one of my favourite, if not my favourite movie of all time. It's Quentin Tarantino's second film, and I can't remember which of his films I watched first, but this one definitely caught my attention the most, and made me follow the rest of his filmography. And yeah, it's really character driven, which is pretty much how all of his movies go, and just has some of the most memorable characters ever in a movie, like Samuel L. Jackson especially as Jules Winfield is just phenomenal. He was Oscar nominated in the role, Samuel L. Jackson's only nomination to date.
Really?
And yeah, and in my opinion, I think he should have won. I don't even know or care who won it instead of him, but
for Best Actor.
Best Supporting Actor. But John Travolta was actually nominated for Best Actor, and it was also nominated for Best Picture, Director, as I said, Actor for Travolta, Supporting for Samuel, Actress for Uma Thurman, and Editing. And it won for Screenplay, which was the film's only win.
Well, I have a feeling I'll be able to tell you later who won Best Actor, Director, Adapted Screenplay, Editing a bit later, because that features in my list.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Wait, for what?
Not gonna give any movies away yet, but when we get to it, we will get to it.
But yeah, Pulp Fiction, great screenplay. Tarantino just knows how to write the most enjoyable movies that are like the story doesn't matter too much. Like you're just following the characters and their journey.
I love it.
And probably the most quotable movie of all time, I'd say.
Star Wars. Episode 3, I think.
Okay, yeah. Prequels excluded, and yeah, Pulp Fiction, just so many memorable lines, and...
You know what they call a cheeseburger in France?
Yeah, Royale with cheese.
What
else is there?
This movie's quite confusing. I think it takes more than one watch. Personally, when I watched it the first time, I had zero clue what was going on. So it's you know, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. So watching it multiple times is enjoyable.
If you have trouble following stories that don't take place in chronological order, then,
if you suck at puzzles, you're not going to enjoy this movie.
It will definitely take more than one watch, but I can't remember. The first time I watched it, I must have been so young, I don't really remember if I was that confused or not. But
I watched it recently.
I can definitely see how you could be. Like, I think that's been a common criticism of a few of his movies where people haven't been able to follow it that clearly, but either way, it's fucking great.
And as you mentioned before, this movie got nominated for a few Oscars. But it didn't really win, and that's because this movie that I'm about to talk about won a lot of Oscars. Then that film was Forrest Gump, starring Tom Hanks. It is a very sad... It's one of my favourite movies of all time.
It's good.
I think it tugs on your heartstrings, definitely. It's a crier.
The ending's emotional.
Well, depending on what way you look at it. But this movie was directed by Robert Zemeckis. And yeah, obviously... Sorry,
You fucking written
I've written it wrong. Obviously, yeah, starring Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump. If you haven't seen... I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone...
I've watched it so many times.
Yeah. It's a great movie, but if you haven't seen it, it basically follows Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump, he's a wee simple. He's a bit simple.
And the words of Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, never go full retard, but Tom Hanks didn't, because he won a ping pong competition and he's an army hero.
That's the thing. His family's poor.
Yeah.
But he goes on to make the most out of his life. I've got it written down here. He becomes an All-American running back. He meets multiple presidents. He's awarded the Medal of Honor. He plays ping pong well. He runs, and he has a kid with a woman that has mentally abused him for years.
Yeah.
She also has AIDS. I'd like to put it out there. Fuck you, Jenny, if you're watching.
A lot of I don't know how overlooked that is, but yeah, Jenny's a bitch. She just fucks over Forrest Gump the entire movie, and once she has AIDS, she just hands off his. Like, you don't even know if it's his kid, really.
No, it's definitely not. I'll tell you. I've spoken to Tom Hanks himself.
She is a kid, and once she has AIDS, she hands the kid off to Forrest Gump to look after.
If he wasn't retarded beforehand, he's definitely retarded after Jenny messes with him. Anyway, we're getting off track. But this movie actually grossed $677 million worldwide, and that was on a $55 million budget.
That's a lot for the time.
It received 13 Oscar nominations. Only winning 6 of them.
Chill out, Gump.
Only 6.
Yeah,
only 6.
Pulp Fiction won 1.
So that includes Best Director, Best Picture, Best Film Editing, Best Visual Effects, Best Adapted Screenplay, and then obviously Tom Hanks took home Best Actor.
Yeah. So, Forrest Gump, definitely a good movie, and I think you can argue whether it's deserving of all those Oscars or not, but it's definitely the movie out of all the Best Picture nominees that the Academy would, like, because they're a bit political, that they'd choose to win each.
Yeah.
I think Tom Hanks, he should have probably won. Like, he's deserving, definitely. But, yeah,
It's just a great movie.
Who cares about the Oscars?
It's a mix of romance, comedy, drama.
It does have everything
you need. Literally everything. And the supporting cast is great. You obviously have Gary Sinise
as Lieutenant Dan,
Robin Wright, who plays
Jenny.
the bitch Jenny, and then my Katie Williamson, who plays Bubba Gump. Bubba.
My favourite scene in the movie is just the one when he's fucking in Vietnam, and it's like
they're going through all the shrimps.
Dallas, he's from Detroit, and Cleveland from Texas. It's just the names. Oh, and going through the shrimps as well is just
We got shrimp cocktail, shrimp on the barbecue,
shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp barbecue, shrimp sandwich. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I mean, everyone's probably watched it, but
you could argue one of the greatest movies of all time, would you say?
Yeah. I don't see why not. Next up, we got True Lies. Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, directed by James Cameron, who had done Terminator, Aliens, Terminator 2. Basically, couldn't go wrong at this point. One of my favourite movies, one of my favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, action movies, just everything I love about this movie.
Get down, get to the chopper.
Arnold, I love Arnold, You just quote him all day. Come on. And
I'll be back.
True Lies is, it's such a good movie. It's got action, but there's so much comedy to it as well that makes it so enjoyable. Basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as I think he's CIA, and
he's one of the big.
Basically, he's trying to balance his life between being a secret agent and his family life, and it's a pretty simple story, but I love it. And have to shout out Bill Paxton in the supporting role.
Yeah, good old Bill.
He's just he's the most fucking douchebag, but funniest characters ever. And I could quote him all day. Like, he's basically he's a used car salesman, but he's pretending that he himself is a secret agent to try and start an affair with Arnold's wife. So when Arnold is pretending to buy a car from him, it just is some of the best comedy in the movie, because Paxton's just telling him about, like, this chick he's seeing who's got a fucking husband, which is Arnold, and he's just bragging to his face about it, and it's so good, and he gets fucking the death punch to the face.
Oh, God, she's got the most incredible body, and a pair of titties make you want to stand up and beg for buttermilk. Ass like a 10-year-old boy.
All round great movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I haven't seen it in not a while, but a few.
Definitely appeals to everyone, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot like Forrest Gump. It's got the action, the comedy. It's a great movie.
Bit of cheating. Everyone loves a bit of cheating here and there.
Yeah.
That's why we invented swinging. Speaking of swinging, something you won't find in prison, that's just bum rape. Shawshank Redemption.
Is it the best movie of all time? I mean...
it's up there.
It is definitely... that's the thing. 1994, Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, Shawshank, like, those three alone easily in the conversation for either the best or one of the best movies ever. Shawshank, fuck. I watched it, it was on TV last week, I think.
You can watch it whenever. You could watch it day after day and it wouldn't get...
Yeah,
boring.
It's just so inspiring, and just the story is, I don't know.
Story obviously follows old Andy Dufresne, wrongly accused of murdering his wife.
Andy Dufresne came to Shawshank, and he was wrongly accused of murdering his wife. And
one of the other characters, obviously Nelson Mandela, was elected as president of South Africa in that year.
Yeah, Nelson Freeman is... What's his name?
Morgan Mandela, sorry.
Morgan Redding or something in the movie. Yeah. And basically he's been in the prison for ages but keeps getting denied, parole. And Andy Dufresne just...
comes in and changes everyone's life.
Pretty much, like, because everyone in there's so used to being in prison, and Andy almost brings the outside in. Like, he gets funding to build a library.
He does the finances of the old the warden.
Yeah, the finances of the warden and a bunch of the security there.
Does get bum raped a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Fuck that.
By two. Are they two gay brothers? Aren't they?
Aren't they called the sisters? But they are brothers.
But they are brothers. Yes.
I think there's 2 or 3 of them.
They're probably ginger because all gingers are queer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Ginger or... blonde of some description. Anyway,
quite an emotional movie, especially one part that I tear up instantly when this part happens.
I mean, am I supposed to know what it is?
Yeah, I think you should.
What is it?
Obviously, the moment I'm talking about is a certain death. We won't name who, but someone does die.
Yeah, now I'm onto it.
I can't believe you didn't remember that.
Well, there's so many moments to choose from. So,
but we won't spoil the movie too much. But it's just a great movie. I would argue the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah. Just overall, like everything. Definitely perfect. I think just. The ending makes it all worth it as well. It's just, great.
Great payoff. Obviously, probably didn't win as many Oscars as it should have.
This is insane. This is insane.
But it's in 1994, the greatest year for movies.
I think it was nominated for about 7 or 8 Oscars, and it didn't win any, which, I mean, the competition was stacked.
It's insane, yeah.
The fact that Forrest Gump took all of them, and Pulp and fucking Shawshank missed out, it's... Any other year...
probably would win all of them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Sweep. I don't think this movie did that well at the box office when it initially came out. That might have contributed to... Like, Forrest Gump was obviously a massive success, but over the years, Shawshank Redemption's definitely, I'd say, been viewed by...
Not a cult classic as such, but over time has become more and more appreciated.
It's become bigger than a cult classic, I reckon, now. But, great. Phenomenal. Well, if you want a entertaining experience, look no further than Spade, Keanu Reeves.
Not the drug.
No. Well, I mean, the drug and this movie.
Straight edge lifestyle, so can't personally comment.
Maybe the drug and this movie at the same time will just overdose you, but...
Nothing like DMT. It'll open your mind. Have you tried it?
I can't say I have, but Joe Rogan's told me essentially everything I need to know about it in every podcast episode he's ever done.
Cheers, Dad.
So, back to Speed, the movie. Keanu Reeves, this is when he was really establishing himself as an action star. It is one of the most simple plots. A bus can't go under 50 miles an hour or it's going to explode. And it's just one of the most adrenaline-fueled... it's suspenseful as well, because it's got the most simple plot. And it could have just been the most disposable movie. But, there's actually a lot of suspense to it, because any second... like a lot of shit happens that could cause this bus to blow up. So basically, the villain of the movie, Howard Payne, portrayed by Dennis Hopper, wants to get revenge against Keanu Reeves specifically for some shit he did in the past. So he calls him on a phone and tells him that he's planted a bomb on a bus. And if it goes under 50 miles an hour, it will explode. And really great and just fun movie. One of Sandra Bullock's first roles. This movie actually took home 2 Oscars for sound editing and mixing, which I don't think anyone cares about those.
No, not at all.
What was I going to say?
The fact that it won more Oscars than Shawshank.
Yeah.
Go back to it. Just this such a stacked lineup of 1994.
Yes. Speed also led to Speed 2, a movie I've never seen, probably never will, regarded as one of the worst action sequels of all time, because Keanu Reeves wasn't even in the movie. Is just trying to capitalise off the first one. And if you've ever seen 12 Rounds with John Cena, it pretty much is this movie.
But John Cena does it better.
John Cena's the best actor of all time, and I couldn't even see him, so that just goes to show.
12 Rounds is a great movie.
Put some more power into that, like, no, Savannah!
It's a pretty shitty transition, but we got The Lion King up next.
Fucking talk about childhood, and just, in my opinion, the best animated cartoon.
Yeah.
Best cartoon animated movie of all time.
With one of the worst remakes of all time.
Which I haven't seen and will never see,
because it's utter garbage.
Yeah, it made a lot of money though, so we're probably going to keep getting more Disney remakes, but let's
focus on the positives.
Yeah, let's look at the past where Disney was great and original and not the future.
Lion King, obviously great family movie. Go see it with any age groups. Can go see it.
One of the best ensemble casts for like the voice actors. We got like Jeremy Irons as Scar, James Earl Jones, literally Darth Vader as Mufasa. As Mr. Bean as the bird Zazu or whatever his name is.
Zazu.
Such a good movie. The music is my favourite music ever for a movie.
Completely butchered in the remake, but we won't go into it.
We'll never know. Fucking fuck it. Cry every time I watch it. Not afraid to say it. No, not embarrassed. It's emotional and just goes to show how much of an impact this movie has.
I'm a big crier, and I obviously cry in it. But yeah, it is a great movie. Probably, if you ask me what movie impacted my childhood most, it would either be this or Stuart Little.
Stuart Little?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, this movie is just such a great movie. I think.
Yeah, if you don't love this movie, there's something wrong with you, I think, because it's just, again,
it's perfect.
It's emotional, entertaining, uplifting. It has everything you need to just be a perfect movie.
Bit of Elton John.
Elton John did the songs for the movie, so I mean, how can you go wrong there?
Can't go wrong with a Rocket Man.
I'm a rocket man.
Speaking of people that like high heights, Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah, so this is one I mean, it's relevant, but The Crow was released in 1994. It stars Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, and this was his last performance ever in a film because unfortunately he was killed on set. And that to complete his to complete his performance with stand-in actors and visual effects. I watched this movie once a long time ago, so I don't remember a lot about it. I just wanted to say, I don't even know why I wanted to bring this up, but the cover of the movie I always thought was Jeff Hardy, and as a big wrestling fan as a kid, made me want to watch it.
Obviously Sting based his character.
Sting is actually did base his character off the movie, but for some reason I just thought it was Jeff Hardy. And
was there a lawsuit between WCW and?
I don't know. I wouldn't say so.
That's shocking. It's clear gimmick infringement.
But WCW, I mean, who cares about them really?
I suppose they had David Arquette, big movie star not in the 90s.
In his own right, yeah.
Had a transgender sibling.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in The Wedding Singer. I'm pretty sure that is an Arquette.
Wow. But
you know the one that's like, do you really want to hurt?
I didn't know that was an Arquette.
I'm pretty sure they did now, so it doesn't matter that much.
Someone fact check that, but otherwise, The Crow has a cover with a Jeff Hardy lookalike. I've got a few notable mentions myself. Not that they're necessarily terrible, although maybe, but just didn't have that much to say about them compared to others. So Blank Check is one that I grew up with that I don't know if anyone else ever watched, but I did a lot.
I can personally say I've never seen it.
Yeah. Essentially, it's about it's a Home Alone ripoff. That much is clear. It's about a kid who gets written a check. He gets given a blank check by a criminal, and
hence the title, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then fills it out for $1 million. So he actually takes $1 million of this criminal's money and goes on to buy just every shit you'd want as a kid, like a house and video games and all this, and yeah. It becomes Home Alone by the end, but a real shit version. Speaking of Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin also starred in Richie Rich in 1994, which I haven't seen for a long time, but I just remembered it talking about Home Alone. And I just remember the McDonald's that he has in his house, and that's about it.
I remember he plays baseball.
Yeah. As well, we've got Clerks, Kevin Smith's first movie, real low budget. Characters were based on his life, and he had to actually film it where he was working at the time because he didn't have enough money to get an actual location. So yeah, one of the movies I liked the first time I watched it, but not as interesting I find the second time. Might be a controversial opinion, but it is mine.
But who cares?
Yeah.
These are our opinions, if you don't like them.
Finally, before we move on, I have Leon the Professional, which is Natalie Portman's first film she was ever in.
I love this movie.
And
It's quite emotional.
Basically, it stars a hitman who takes Natalie Portman under his wing.
I think he has to protect her or something like that.
Yeah, because her parents are killed, and then, spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, but her parents are killed, and then he basically is living in her building, so starts looking after her and teaching her how to become a hitman like he is, and yeah, just real good dynamic between him and Port, and loved the movie the first time I saw it, but yeah, quite emotional, and yeah. But
speaking of emotional,
none
of these movies are emotional because it's Jim Carrey, and most Jim Carrey movies aren't that funny.
What?
I don't really rate Jim Carrey unless it's The Grinch. But Jim Carrey had a lot of movies released.
Okay, I don't know that is what you were going to say, but Jim Carrey had one of the best years in film history for an actor. He starred in Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber all in the same year, which were all massive successes, and established him as a leading man. And I didn't know that you didn't like Jim Carrey, so...
Nothing personal, Jim. I loved his documentary about Man on the Moon, but that's the only thing I've ever really... And The Grinch, obviously.
What, do you just think he's too over the top, or...?
No, I just not my cup of tea. Nothing personal, Jim, if you're watching.
Ace Ventura, hilarious movie. Dumb and Dumber has its moments, and The Mask is just really entertaining. And yeah, Jim Carrey set off from there. Nowadays, don't hear so much from him, but...
I think he's depressed.
Yeah, I think he's... Don't know.
Dealing with some stuff.
Get well, Jim. Yeah, had a great year in 1994, and yeah, a few good movies after that. But
25 years ago that was.
I wasn't even alive.
I wasn't even thought of.
Neither.
Jimmy Fallon was 20 years old back then.
Jimmy Fallon was 20 and looks the same as he does now, so he's doing something right. And so does Keanu Reeves, to be honest. That man hasn't aged really, and ever.
Morgan Freeman hasn't either. Maybe this is the year of vampires, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty... Okay, I just have to do a...
Tom Hanks as well. Now that I think about it, people in this movie haven't really aged at all.
I'm just searching something up.
Tim Allen's got quite old.
Speaking of not aging, Tom Cruise was in a movie called Interview with the Vampire in 1994, which I have actually never seen, but I thought of it because I saw it on the list I was looking at yesterday. And yeah, so a vampire movie.
Natalie Portman
Brad Pitt as well was in that. He doesn't age. Look, 1994, someone was doing something.
Bit of a conspiracy. George St. Pierre, get your tinfoil hat out.
Yeah.
Interview with the Vampire. And 1994 is a year of the vampires.
Joe Rogan, bloody...
Well, Joe Rogan just got bald.
Bald?
Bald. B-A-L-D. Bald. He lost his hair.
Oh, I was a bit lost for a second there. This just in, Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner have apparently broken up.
No.
I don't know. I've just logged onto Instagram while I'm looking at that, and I've seen that, so...
No, I can't confirm that's not true. This brings us to the end of the video. Quite a great year for 1994.
Maybe I'd say the best year of movies of all time, in my opinion.
We will be discussing a few more great movie years later on.
Yeah.
So look, stay tuned for that.
But 1994 definitely is some of my favourite movies ever on the list, and if I had to pick 1 year in movies that I could only watch, this would definitely be it.
Mine would be 1999.
Well, we might be talking about that one day, so...
You never know. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Kleis.
I've been Callen.
And thank you for watching.